Good morning. For the record, this meeting is being conducted in accordance with Governor Cuomo's Executive Order 202.1 as extended. I call this meeting of the Board of Acquisition and Contract for October 22nd, 2020 to order. Will the Secretary please call the roll?
Mr. Jenkins.
Here.
Mr. Boykin.
Here.
Mr. Soul.
Here.
I note for the record the receipt and filing of the secret review prepared by the Planning Department for today's meeting and the minutes of last week's meeting. I understand the Budget Director wishes to make 6 motions.
6 and starters.
Yes, I move to add item 28, on-base ID 80351, resolution for authority to retroactively exempt from the Westchester County procurement policy the procurement of an agreement with the Pretrial Services Institute of Westchester, Inc. pursuant for the provision of pretrial programs for a term commencing on January 1st, 2020, expiring December 31st, 2020, for an amount not to exceed $733,664.
Second to the motion.
I second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? The motion passes. The Secretary shall add item 28 to the agenda. The next motion, please.
I move to add item 29 on base 80349, request for authority for the County of Westchester to retroactively enter an agreement with Pretrial Services Institute of Westchester, Inc., pursuant to which PTSI will provide pretrial programs for a term commencing January 1st, 2020, expiring on December 31st, 2020, for an amount not to exceed $733,664.
Is there a second to the motion?
I second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion passes. The Secretary shall add item 29 to the agenda. The next motion, please.
I move to add item 30 on base 80370, resolution seeking authority for the County of Westchester to enter into 13 agreements with the contractors listed on the attachment to the resolution, pursuant to which contractors will operate their remote learning programs for school-age children of essential workers for a term commencing on October 1st, 2020, and continuing through December 30th, 2020, for an amount not to exceed $1,270,771, payable monthly pursuant to an approved budget.
Is there a second to the
I
motion?
second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion passes. The Secretary shall add item 30 to the agenda. The next motion, please.
I move to add item 31 on base 80334, resolution authorizing the County of Westchester to agree to hold harmless and indemnify the Bedford Presbyterian Church, owner of a polling place to be used by the county in connection with the upcoming election on November 3rd, 2020.
Is there a second to that motion?
I second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? The motion passes. The Secretary shall add item 31 to the agenda. The next motion, please.
I move to add item 32 on base 80335, resolution authorizing the County of Westchester to agree to hold harmless and indemnify the Rhinebeck Unified School District, owner of a polling place to be used by the county in connection with the upcoming election on November 3rd, 2020.
Is there a second to the motion?
I second.
I believe the name is the UFSD, which is a Rhinebeck Union Free School District.
I'm sorry, UFSD, I stand to be correct.
That's correct.
Okay.
But we'll go with UFSD, Mr. Soul. The next motion, please.
I should stick to the script, yes. Okay, yes. I move to add item 33, 80337, resolution authorizing the County of Westchester to agree to hold harmless and indemnify the Hendrick Hudson School District, owner of a polling place to be used by the county in connection with the upcoming election on November 3rd, 2020.
Is there a second to the motion?
I second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion passes. The Secretary shall add item 33 to the agenda, as well as 32 if I didn't mention. I understand the Director wishes to speak regarding an emergency declaration.
Yes, the members of the Board of Acquisition and Contract received a memorandum from the Commissioner of Public Works and Transportation declaring an emergency situation that cannot await competitive bidding. There is currently sidewalk protection bridging at the corner entrance of the county's Mount Vernon District Office Building at 100 East 1st Street in order to protect people entering the facility from falling terracotta pieces which are cracked. The county now needs to extend the sidewalk protection for the entire building due to some additional potentially hazardous locations that were recently discovered by consultants. The building's terracotta cornice extends away from the facade and is horizontally cracked, making the stones susceptible to falling to the sidewalk level where they can injure pedestrians. capital project to repair the facade of the building is currently in the final stages of design by consultants, yet the timeframe to complete the design, bid, and award the project would expose the public to potentially hazardous condition of falling terracotta until the spring of 2021 at the earliest. It was therefore determined by the Department of Public Works and Transportation that sidewalk protection needs to be immediately extended to the entire building in order to protect pedestrians from falling terracotta pieces. In order to protect people walking near and entering the Mount Vernon District Office, the Department of Public Works and Transportation declared an emergency situation. As an emergency, this situation cannot await competitive bidding. The department, following its standard emergency contract protocols, selected the firm of New York Ladder and Scaffolding, which currently has sidewalk protection bridging along part of the building, to perform contract 20-533, emergency sidewalk protection, extension Mount Vernon District Office, Mount Vernon, New York. The emergency work includes the extension of the protective sidewalk around the remainder of the building, so the entire perimeter is protected. As the full cost of extending the sidewalk protection cannot be ascertained until the contractor has an opportunity to plan the work, the Department of Public Works and Transportation will, at a later date, submit a resolution to your honorable board requesting approval of contract 20-533.
Thank you, Mr. Sol. I direct the Secretary of the Board of Acquisition and Contract to include the memo from the Commissioner of Public Works and Transportation as part of the minutes of today's meeting. Unless there's any objection, I move the board consider agenda items 1 through 33, noting that item 11 is being withdrawn by the Department of Public Works and Transportation. The floor is now open for discussion of agenda items by members of the board. Mr. Chairman?
I have none.
Mr. Sol?
I have none.
Unless there's any objection, I move a vote to approve the agenda items 1 through 33, noting that item number 11 is being withdrawn by the Department of Public Works and Transportation.
Seconded.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, the motion's passed. Are there any other matters to be discussed? Mr. Chairman?
I have none.
Mr. Sol?
I have none.
Unless there's any objection, I move to adjourn the meeting.
Seconded.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All right, the meeting is adjourned, and we'll see you all tonight,
Yes,
Mr. Chairman.
yes, look forward to it.
All right.
Fondly.
Right.